chat early. Thank you. Yeah.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without consequence. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
We can enter any home we want, and we will want. As long as our will on this fine night. Don't force us to hurt you. He's just like a purge. Too loose, Andy.
Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. We about to purge that BS on a Thursday, baby.
Happy purge.
You better find someplace else to go.
I got a wicked sweet tooth tonight. And I want my candy back.
Are here once again for another purge of the BS. It is a Thursday edition, so make sure y'all jump in here, hit the like button, share out the live so we can get the folks in here and have us a quick conversation, because as usual I got some things to get off my chest. So special shouts to Purple Groovy, IMZ, thank y'all for coming in nice and early, holding it down for me, getting things started nice and early. Because we got a couple things to cover today, from robo-rabbits to a $15 million crypto slavery empire that I'm sure you haven't heard of. We're gonna get into a couple of things. We've got, you know what? I'm not even gonna spoil it for you. You're gonna have to just stick around and enjoy what we purging today. I hope y'all are having a good week. Now, before we get all the way into it, I'm gonna mention this again later, but I'm gonna get it out the way early. For those who are going to the protest this weekend, the Department of Homeland Security has already said they'll meet you there. So be good, everyone. If you go into something, make sure your paperwork is straight, because they'll be looking for folks. Low-hanging fruit, as we'll call it. So be careful out there if you want to go and voice your opinions at the No Kings protests going on across the United States. Be careful out there. Nonetheless, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this, right? Because I've been getting a lot of this tech information. I don't even know if this is a real story, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. Apparently in Florida, we have to start right in Florida, there's a python problem. Apparently pythons just running wild, doing snaky stuff. And in a defense to this, they've been trying to come up with these systems to get rid of the python. So apparently, the story that I'm getting is they came up with robot rabbits to go deal with the pythons. I don't really know what that means, so I need to explore this because it sounds like somebody put a bunch of money into some toy rabbits to basically, I guess, kill the pythons by putting poison in them. I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's see what we got going on. Hold on a second. All right, so we got some robo-rabbits here. Start the story. And y'all can hear me good, right? I guess if you didn't, somebody would be.
Well, in South Florida now, officials
24 minutes. How do they talk for 24 minutes about I don't know how they're going. We're not going to be on that for. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to give it about
Well, in
5.
South Florida now, officials are working to eliminate an invasive species with furry robots. Yeah, these are solar-powered bunnies. They look, they move, they even smell like the real animal.
At dawn in the Florida Everglades, the swamp lies still beneath a veil of mist. A rabbit twitches in the grass until you realize it's no ordinary prey. Beneath its fur hum wires, sensors, and a solar-powered motor. Just beyond, a massive Burmese python glides closer, drawn to the heat of the decoy.
Deploying robotic rabbits to help capture invasive Burmese pythons in the Everglades.
For decades, Florida has battled an invasion of Burmese pythons that has decimated native wildlife, nearly wiping out marsh rabbits, raccoons, even deer. Hunters
So
and
we're
even
coming
bounty
back
competitions
at
have
you.
barely made a dent in the exploding snake population. Now, in a bold twist, Florida wildlife officials have deployed.
So this looks like a toy factory, but these are deadly robo-rabbits. Okay, they're deadly to the Burmese python. I didn't know that they had such an issue with the Burmese python in Florida. I didn't know it was such a problem that they have a whole segment of research on how to deal with these ladies or things.
Hundreds of robotic rabbits to lure the elusive predators and remove them for good.
Okay.
But here's the question. Will these machines finally outsmart the pythons? Or will the snakes adapt in ways no one expected? How we got here. The Florida Everglades is one of the most by more than 90%. Marsh rabbits, once abundant, have nearly vanished from many regions in the Everglades. Bobcats, foxes, and even deer and alligators are not safe. There are documented cases of pythons preying on adult deer and even challenging alligators for dominance in the marsh. The entire food chain has buckled under their advance. For hunters, the fight has been nearly impossible. The Everglades spans 1.5 million acres of dense, swampy terrain where pythons vanish into mud and reeds.
Yeah,
They're
why don't you
nocturnal,
just not
masters of camouflage,
Why don't
and
we-
reproduce faster than they can be caught. Removal programs, bounties, and even competitions have made headlines, but barely dented the population. The threat extends beyond the Everglades. There is growing concern that with warming temperatures, their territory could stretch farther north in Florida and potentially into other southern states. Agencies have already spent millions on removal programs, public outreach, and research to manage the python.
All right, so they spent some money on it. Let's see when they get to the damn robots. I want to know about the robots. All right, I see they got python problems in the Everglades, but nobody lives in the Everglades. So why y'all out there messing with the pythons? Let the pythons have their time in their little native habitat with the swamp and let them fight with the alligators. I don't see why this is a problem for the humans. Stay the hell out of there. And I don't think there's any issue at all, honestly. That's a big-ass snake. I ain't never seen one of those just walking down the street. They be in their area, so maybe we should just let them be. I don't know. I didn't know they would be becoming such a nuisance here. But these are some big-ass snakes. I don't think we're supposed to be messing with them. That's just a thought. Has nobody seen Anaconda? Nobody's watched this? All right, so we got big-ass snake. We got here, man, see, I ain't with all this. Y'all see this shot right here? The guy see this big-ass
Every
snake?
state. And together they captured just 68 snakes. For a population believed to number in the tens of thousands, that result barely made a dent. Still, the program continued, year after year, with bigger prizes and more experienced hunters.
All right, so they got people hunting snakes with dogs and such. I didn't know this was such a thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing it. What's good? No reply. Thanks for stopping in. We're talking about robotic rabbits being unleashed into a populace in the Everglades because apparently there's a Burmese python problem. So I don't know. I'm trying to get through it, and I was wondering in the beginning, how do you give me 24 minutes of video about robot rabbits? Like, all I need to know is, you know, how they work. They're solar powered. We got that. And then what do? You unleash them, and then the pythons eat them, and they got like poison in their back, or what? Do they just have a camera on them? You track them? I don't know. I haven't quite gotten to that point. But that's all I really need to know. I don't know why they're stretching this thing out so long. Are they trying to make me hate the pythons, or not sure of the narrative here?
The dog's success also carried a symbolic weight. For years, it had seemed as though humans were always one step behind the snakes. But watching a Labrador pull its handler straight toward a hidden python gave wildlife managers something rare: hope. That hope, however, was temporary. For every python captured with canine help, dozens more remained unseen in the region.
I don't see why they care. Maybe I'm not into the environment correctly, so I don't understand why Burmese pythons in the Everglades, like, nobody lives there. So it's not like there's an attack of people getting attacked by them or something like that. And they seem very focused on this. So they brought these little robot rabbits in, little solar-powered robot rabbits, to do what?
Sustainable tool that would revolutionize python removal efforts. The live rabbit experiments were a difficult but necessary step in that evolution.
Live rabbits.
They revealed the potential power of targeted lures in controlling an elusive predator and highlighted the importance of innovation in wildlife management. More importantly, they underscored the ethical boundaries that future solutions would need to respect. Ultimately, the lessons learned from the controversial use of live rabbits laid the foundation for one of Florida's boldest conservation strategies yet. The transition from living bait to artificial decoys would open the door to the creation of robotic rabbits designed to lure the pythons without causing harm to other creatures.
And then do what?
This fusion of biology and technology represented a new chapter in the ongoing fight.
See, this is what I'm saying. I don't like this video. I don't like how they're stretching. I have questions, pretty straightforward questions, and they're stretching this shit out for the watch time. And you know what? They're pretty smart for that. I ain't gonna lie. I just want to know, like, what do these robot rabbits do? They lure them out, and then somebody captures them. Do they have a poison pack in their back or something? Like, I think the poison pack in the back would be pretty diabolical, but I just don't know. They've taken 17 minutes of my time. Well, not my time, but 17 minutes of video time. I've been fast forwarding the whole time to tell me nothing about how these things work. They just lure them out. Okay.
These decoys are designed to replicate not just the appearance of marsh rabbits, but also their most important biological cues. Scientists worked with engineers to build a life-sized rabbit model made of durable synthetic materials that could withstand heat, humidity, and water exposure.
Why they put it on a
The
little
decoys
swivel,
are covered
though?
with a realistic fur-like coating to resemble a marsh rabbit's coloring, though scientists know that to a python, appearances matter less than other signals. What makes the robo-rabbits irresistible is their internal heating system. Tiny heaters create a warmth signature, replicating the body heat of live prey. This heat signature is crucial for attracting snakes that might not even be able to see the decoy clearly.
Yeah, but what does it do when it gets it? Jesus.
The system allows wildlife managers to keep watch over the decoys and respond quickly when a python appears.
Hold on, I think
When a python appears.
I think we
Some
just got
models
the
use
answer.
artificial intelligence software capable of recognizing the distinctive patterns of a python's scales or its slithering motion. But these devices aren't just bait. Each unit carries a compact camera system, streaming
it's for
live video
cameras.
to central monitoring stations. The system allows wildlife managers to
So they're basically creating IRL streams out of pythons by giving them solar-powered rabbits to chase around. And then I guess if they eat the rabbit, there'll be a camera inside of them or something. This seems like a waste. Seems like a waste. Special shouts to IMZ with the super chat. Puts in PBS. Yes, let's purge this bullshit. Seems like some bullshit. Obviously, a lot of money was spent here to put camera systems on Burmese pythons. That's literally what they're doing. So they're not killing them with this situation. They're basically saying, I'm going to put a camera on it so I know. So you can be looking at the camera and then you see yourself in the camera. You know that the python is looking at you because he got the camera, he got the rabbit with the camera on it. Yeah, I don't know. It seems wasteful. So 18 minutes, 19 minutes they did that. You sons of... Anyway. But we finally got to the daggone answer here. These robo-rabbits are bait that carry trackers and cameras on them. So when the pythons eat them or whatever, they can track the pythons and do IRL streams from the python going through the grass. So it's just some funny camera stuff. They're not really doing nothing different. They're not killing them. That's what I'm saying. If they were a problem, I thought the problem was there was too many of them. They were trying to take them out. So with this, they're just making it so you can see them, see a camera on them. This is, oh man. See how they get me? You see how they get me? I thought it was going to be some diabolical thing where they had a poison pack in their back and was getting the Burmese pythons or whatever. No, it wasn't even that. It was stupid. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing here. Freaking Florida, man. Freaking Florida every time, right? You know, had me going. I thought I was going to see some cool robotics, you know, something real diabolical and smart. No, they just put them out there with some trackers and cameras on. But you might as well just wrap it up in some food. And I think the live experiments were probably way more entertaining then. If you were putting stuff on a rabbit, like a small camera on a rabbit, and then the rabbit is getting attacked by a python, and you get like the camera footage, first-person camera footage of the rabbit, that was probably a little more exciting. But okay, I see what they were going for there, so we'll let them have it. Anyway, that's Florida, right? Shouts to Jay Coleman, no reply. I am Z. My folks stopping in the chat there. I hope you guys are enjoying your day so far. This applause is for you. Y'all. Yep. You guys. All right, so this next story, apparently, you know, I'm not in the know, but there was a $15 billion crypto scam that was recently exposed for being a scam. All right, I don't know any other way to say that one. But let's see here. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of this because I didn't know what was going on. Now, here's a real question. If you were of the know, without saying anything in the chat, I just want you to think it among yourself. Would you do it? Like if there was a way to get $15 billion in crypto and it was kind of like a good idea and it was kind of like nobody would get hurt, and I mean, it's crypto, it's not even real money. I mean, would you do it? Don't say it. Don't say it. I'm just saying these are good questions. Sometimes you have to be introspective of self. So in this situation, apparently this guy figured out something that I didn't know. So let's check the story out. Tell you right now. Tell me $15 billion is on the line. We can talk about it. I'm not saying anything, but if that's the type of numbers you talk about, like we can have a discussion. I will humor your discussion. I will be like Calvin Candy in Django, talk about $12,000. Well, come on, let's have a conversation. Anyway, so Feds broke up this alleged $15 billion crypto scheme, and I warn you, this is a graphic clip. Okay, soft in the eyes. Go ahead. Look away.
Say the scheme built billions of dollars from victims all over the world.
Fox 5's Linda Schmidt is live in the newsroom with a look at what prosecutors uncovered. Linda.
Yeah, well, first, this is wild. First of all, the reason that they call it pig butchering is because the scammers, they start by building trust with their victims, you know, luring them in, fattening up for slaughter, like pig farmers do before they slaughter their pigs. Well, in this case, the scammers slaughter victims by stealing thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars from them. Now, this is a $15 billion cryptocurrency fraud scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI say it was operated out of a call center, what you're looking at right there, in Cambodia.
All right. First of all, this is a call center, according to them. This picture of automated bot cell phones, or whatever this is that's going on, definitely looks like a bot farm, is the call center, okay? In Cambodia. Okay, let's see what else we got, because it already seems sketchy. It's a lot of sketchiness right off the top. How do you pull $15 billion in sketchiness? Like nobody noticed anything was wrong with that? We got a call center full of cell phones and no people? Okay, whatever.
The indictment alleges the mastermind trafficked hundreds of workers, forcing them to work in labor camps and then to contact victims using social media, phone calls, and texting. Now, some of these pictures here are graphic. These pictures are showing you what they would do to these people. They would beat and torture them, allegedly, if they did not solicit.
Wait a second. This person, is the chair in the person? What is going on here? It looks like a hospital bed, and there's a chair, and there's legs. Oh, there's a black square in the middle. Something is happening right there. And I'm glad that whomever did the editing went through that for me, so I didn't have to see it. I can only imagine what needed a black square in that position under a chair in a hospital bed, while you're still in a plastic chair. I don't know what. Okay, all right, let's break this down, because y'all might not have heard what the lady just said. So this person, whomever this is, trafficked in hundreds of people and made them work at a call center, getting people to invest in crypto. And I guess if they didn't get the right investments or whatever, they was doing stuff like putting whatever in the back of them through a plastic chair. Now, I'm going to ask the obvious here. How do you get motivated to do the job if this is a hostile work environment, okay? It is. No questions there. So how do you get the people motivated to do the work if this is what's going on? You know, if you really think about it, that motivation might come from this going on. Because if I'm sitting next to Joe and Joe didn't hit his quota this week and they come and strap him to a chair and shove something in through a black box that I definitely don't want to see, I'm probably going to be motivated to hit my quota. So it's a diabolical scheme of motivation, but it would suffice to say that people are definitely going to get the job done if these are the kind of consequences that you face by not hitting your quotas. So let's let it keep going, because I had to think about that. I was like, why would you even let people do that? And then it's like, well, if you're trapped in an office building, and the only thing, like, you're a slave to the office building. You can't leave the office building. You get your food and everything right in the building, in the call center. You can't leave. So you gotta do some cold calls and earn your keep.
Potential victims. Now, the FBI calling this a vast criminal network that stole billions of dollars from innocent people from all around the world.
He operated a call center overseas of hundreds of workers whose sole purpose was to reach out to victims, try to gain their trust. A lot of these initial reach outs were very innocuous, didn't come off the bat looking for money right away, but try to gain trust with folks. And once they feel they had good trust, they would convince them to invest thousands of dollars into essentially fraudulent investment schemes. And a lot of times that was done through cryptocurrency or actually hard money.
Mm-hmm.
And the suspect is 37 years old. His name is Chen Z. Take a look. This is his.
His name is Gen Z. Chen Z, but you get what I'm saying. He doesn't look like a diabolical tyrant who enslaves people and makes them work in a Cambodian call center, for whatever reason. He looks like a nice dude. Like, people would be like, yeah, I do business with Chen Z. He's a nice guy. Probably short. And he came up with this whole scheme. I guess to a degree, we kind of made it that way. Now, if you're getting $15 billion in crypto, sounds like you're doing okay. Just saying.
Picture right here. He is the founder and chairman of Prince Holding Group, which is a business conglomerate based in Cambodia. U.S. authorities say it is one of Asia's largest criminal organizations. Now, so far, they are still looking for him. He is not in custody yet. Steve and Natasha, back upstairs to you.
Wow.
What do you mean he's not in custody yet? He's in Cambodia. What, are they going to extradite him for getting people over the phone from Cambodia? Hey, you might as well chalk that one up, folks. He's not in custody yet. He ain't going to be in custody. That's not happening. Y'all lucky they have a picture of him. And they said that's one of China's biggest criminal organizations. That means they already know who they are. So no, we're not getting Chen Zi, but this is the dude you ain't never heard of getting $15 billion in cryptocurrency from preying on American consumers who, for some weird reason, are investing thousands of dollars into pyramid schemes and crypto schemes. It's a very tough market. And I will say this guy, Chen Zi, he figured out something. Now, granted, his method of tying people to the chairs and stuff, that was a bit much. It's a bit much. See what I'm saying? But in this world, somebody allowed him to just operate like that. He's one of the biggest companies. So he wasn't like an unknown. This whole process was known. They just now saying, oh yeah, you can't do that. By the way, we got some pictures of a guy's balls pulled through a plastic lawn chair, and we believe that happened in your office. So we're going to need to not do that. But he's not going to be arrested for not at least in the U.S. I don't know how they do that in other countries. If you get over on somebody in another country, like how they deal with you in your local area. I don't know. But yeah, so guys, watch out. Crypto scams, of course, are on their way. But yeah, this guy just didn't look like he didn't look like a threat to me. But who am I? You know, he could be a third-degree freaking black belt jiu-jitsu champion and whooping ass, and probably got a dragon tattoo on his chest when he take his shirt off and be in the mirror going, oh, some Yakuza shit. I don't know. Can't judge a book by its cover. Can't do that. All right, guys. We're about to get into some criminality. I mean, that was criminality, but no, we're going to get into some more interesting. Because apparently a whole family ended up shooting each other. Yes, I said that. Whole family ended up shooting each other. I don't really know how this occurs. We're going to check the story out. But apparently there was an argument, and everybody was packing. And it became a war zone. War zone, okay? Sunday night dinner turned into a war zone.
Mother gunned down her husband.
Hold up a second. Jeez. Now, apparently this is in Vegas. Jay Coleman, you said it. You're too broke to be worrying about crypto. I just need to know, can it buy a car? Once I still don't understand it. My boy's been trying to explain the crypto thing to me for quite some time. He gave me a similar thing, which was like the stock market. So that's kind of similar. And I do understand the stock market to a degree. But I haven't invested in it. But if something comes up, man, don't leave no money on the table. That is a rule to live by. Don't leave no money on the table. If there's money available to be made or moved around, take a shot, or at least have the conversation. Like we were saying with the $15 billion. If $15 billion is on the line, I'm not going to immediately say no if nobody's getting murdered. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can discuss some alternative ways of doing this crypto thing if we talk about $15 billion. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a criminal. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. So this next one, like I said, there is a family and they decided, you know what, I'm gonna just let y'all see it. Hey, make sure y'all hit the damn like button too, if you haven't done so. And if you're in the rafters out there, you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you turn on that notification bell and turn the bell black, apparently. You got to turn it black, or it doesn't send you notifications. YouTube has been letting us know that the notification system is crap, or has been crap for a little while now. And so do your best. But anyway, family dispute turned deadly in Las Vegas. I need to see what they talking about.
Mother gunned down, her husband and son also shot but still alive. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us for News 3 in Depth. I'm Latoya Silman. Dana Wagner will join us shortly. Metro Police say a family argument inside of a local home turned into a deadly shooting last night. It's the latest domestic violence related murder in our valley. News 3's Kristen Drummond is now live near Rainbow and Vegas Drive with the very latest on this crime and the concerns about what this type of violence means for our area. Kristen?
Well, Latoya, as we've been reporting, domestic violence is the leading cause of murders so far this year in Metro's jurisdiction, despite overall murders being down 30%. Right now, we are outside those condos on Burning Wood Lane where this latest incident happened. You can still see the yellow caution tape is up by that stairwell, which goes up to the second unit where this latest incident happened. Now, News 3 obtaining surveillance video of the gunshots and the aftermath of this most recent crime. And as a warning, it may be difficult for some to listen to.
Okay.
Rapid gunfire Sunday night. This surveillance camera capturing the sounds of the deadly shooting around 7:45 inside a condo on Burning Wood Lane.
In the house? We just heard bam, 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 and I was like, what is going on?
Tiara King hearing the hail of bullets next to her unit, and immediately after, a man's screams pierces the night.
Mom, I need you. Mom, help, I need help.
King and other neighbors responding outside to aid the man in his 20s on the walkway, helping with a tourniquet after she says a bullet hit his leg.
He was like yelling for his mom, Mom, are you okay? Mom, 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 and there was no response.
Did he say who shot him?
He said his dad shot him.
Metro Police say a family argument escalated and involved several guns. King's video recording the son informing neighbors his father also shot his mother, both who are in their early 50s, according to police. But it remains unknown who opened fire on the father.
An exchange of gunfire resulted in all parties being shot.
It's the latest investigation involving a domestic violence-related murder. Metro Police reporting 17 now compared to 16.
All right, hold on one second. I'm trying to take it all in. So they were having dinner or whatever. An argument ensued, and the mother and the father started shooting at each other. And the son somehow got shot by the father because he probably couldn't shoot too well. What kind of meal are y'all having where you got to be packing at the dinner table? Can anybody explain this to me? Why are y'all sitting in front of each other, cohabitating, packing? Let me get the mashed potatoes. Hey, right now. I don't know, man. This just...
At the same time last year. Data shows it's the leading cause of murders for Metro Police. Domestic violence-related killings continue to rise as the number of overall murders go down from a year ago. Statistics showing 61 compared to 88 at the same time as of October 5th.
It's heartbreaking.
Beth Flory with Safe House, a nonprofit assisting survivors of domestic violence. She says it's common for a bystander to get hurt in a domestic violence situation.
Unfortunately, when it comes to gun violence with domestic violence relationships, we do see often where other members of the family are injured during the crisis, whether that's the children or,
This is sad. This is sad. If it's what I think it was, the mom and the dad started arguing. They was both packing. Started shooting at each other. Apparently the mother was unalive. The son got shot by accident. The dad also got shot but lived. And now everybody's just got to deal with all of that trauma. For what? Who knows? Who knows what the argument was actually about that started it? Like, to some degree, it really doesn't matter. You got your child there, I don't know. It's just... I'm trying not to get all sad here, but I'm just picturing this son watch his father take out his mother, and now he got to, try to live with that. Probably not going to have a good relationship with his father, and that will most likely cause other problems. And he won't have his mother there to help him at all because she's gone. So just passing on the trauma, but it really starts with, why are y'all packing guns at the dinner table? Like, why are y'all cohabitating but ready to draw on each other? Like, that's scary to me. Imagine if your significant other and y'all both got holsters on, waiting for somebody to draw. If you pull, I'm pulling. Just walking around like, don't even think about it. Just always on edge like that. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me to think that you would do that in the house with your family. Mom, dad, son. That's the family. So you shouldn't necessarily feel like you need that on your hip in your home. That's also sad to me. But like I said, I'm trying to purge the BS on this.
The question Metro Police aim to solve as King and others process this violence.
I mean, our community is pretty tight. We know all the neighbors around us, everybody around us, and we all look out for each other.
Had you ever heard any yelling from that unit next door?
No, never. I've never had any issues with them. They were always really nice people.
Now we know the son and father were taken to the hospital. The last update we received from Metro Police is that they were both critical. It remains unknown at this time who may be facing charges. LaToya?
Yeah, such a sad situation, especially since this woman lost her life. Kristen, you highlighted domestic violence murders last week. How many did we actually have last year here in Clark County, though?
All right, so the data shows that we had 42 domestic-related murders last year. That was actually down from the 56 the previous year. But domestic violence advocates are consistently telling us that Nevada overall always ranks among the top among states when it comes to domestic violence murder.
That's because y'all are out there by Vegas. People be gambling. There's prostitutes and stuff going on. So, yeah, there's domestic violence does follow along with it. There's some financial hardship along with that. But they're making this whole thing about their personal domestic violence numbers, which have come down. So we don't need to hear about that. What we do need to figure out is why this family, nobody seemed to ever hear anything about them, but they were walking around in-house packing. So were they expecting somebody else to come by that they needed to be strapped like that, sitting at the dinner table? I just that's where my question is. Like, when you're at home, you're supposed to be chilling. So let's see if there's any more info.
Shooting and killing his mother during a fight with his sister. He was found not competent to stand trial last month. Lister is now in the custody.
Oh, that's a whole different story. I don't even want to hear that. The last one was enough. The last one was enough. That son now has no parents. And you know what? I will say this. I noticed they didn't show any pictures of anybody involved in it. Not the dad, not the mother, not the kid. I don't know how old the kid was, but none of the people got shown. And they didn't mention that they had any prior felony arrests or the guns were illegal or, you know, the way that they're packaging this, something's not right to me. Something's not right to me. Because I'm just, hey, call it what you want, but I know if it was some hood-ass black people, we would have had mug shots, messed up edges, and dreadlocks everywhere. And shading and everything. And this person's been in trouble before for domestic violence with this person. They would have told a whole story about that shit. So I'm a venture to say the usual suspects on this is not who's the culprit, just by the way it got packaged. So, yeah, you get what I'm saying, no reply. And I'm not saying it to be like racist against the tragedy that happened. What I'm saying is I do notice how they package certain things differently when the suspects are different groups. And that's every group. Every group is different. Like, you seen the Chinese dude that was basically torturing people. They gave us a nice picture of him. He had a suit and tie on, you know? They didn't give us a mug shot of the dude or something showing him like when he was, you know, laced up on coke or something like that. No, he got a business professional, arms crossed, shirt and tie picture that they showed us of him. He didn't look like a threat at all. Even though he was putting people's balls through plastic chairs so that they would stay seated. That's crazy. But they do package things differently. So nonetheless, like I said, my main thing was just trying to figure out the future for this kid. Because, you know, I'm big on parenting, and I'm pretty sure this was not some knee-jerk response. That was probably a pretty toxic household if they were walking around with guns in the house with each other. So this was bound to happen. They probably should have gotten some mental health help or talked to somebody way before it got to this, to the point where they're sitting at the dinner table and they placing the 9mm next to the salt and pepper just in case you feeling froggy. So that's rough. Feeling for the kid. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the usual suspects, as they would say. They packaged that one real nice. They didn't even mention nobody's previous arrests. They never had to respond to the location before. Nothing. Nothing. Not a DUI, not a nothing. Everybody was clean? Okay. Gotcha. Next. Oh, God. It gets worse, okay? I thought that was it for the bad parenting today. But no, apparently that was the first of two, so we must cover this second one, okay? So you guys may have heard in another WTF segment, and for those that don't know, WTF here on this channel stands for, well, that's Florida, okay? We don't take Florida too serious because stuff be happening there, just like the robots with the pythons. Like, that's a waste of money. Let's just put some cameras on the pythons. That's what you should have said. That's all y'all was trying to do. You thought it would be cool content. And spent 25 minutes trying to tell me about it. But anyway, so this Florida mother, remember I was telling y'all a couple weeks ago about this judge who was getting child pornography. I'm just going to say it, that, I'll come back later and they'll hit me for the words. But he was getting child corn from somewhere. And I said, you got to not only get at the judge who's getting the stuff, but keep in mind, these kids don't take pictures of themselves. They don't sit on the sink in the bathroom and toot their booty up and take the selfie. Their parents are the ones that are actually selling that stuff. A lot of people don't think about that. They're always about the nasty person who bought it. And yes, we definitely need to get rid of them because they're dangerous. But then the parent that sold them the shit needs to get charges too. So apparently that's what happened. Let's see what we got here.
Mother gunned down her husband and son.
Not the right. That's the other one. Hold on a second here. We just did the other one. Hey, make sure while you're waiting, you hit the like button. Share. Let's keep purging this BS.
Developing as we come on air, a Pinellas County woman arrested on charges of...
Here we go. Pinellas County. So yeah, this is Florida again. Sorry, Florida. Yeah, we're in Florida. We're in Florida for 10 more minutes here, guys. We're in Florida for 10 more minutes, all right?
Developing as we come on air, a Pinellas County woman arrested on charges of sex crimes involving a young family member.
And a press conference just happening moments ago where Sheriff Bob Gualtieri talking about the arrest in a news conference. We streamed it live here on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Given the nature of these alleged allegations and these crimes, we're being very cautious not to name the child or providing the exact relationship between the victim and the suspect.
10 Tampa Bay News reporter Angelicia Bruton was at that news conference just moments ago, and she joins us live. Angelicia, no doubt, disturbing details that we're talking about here.
Frank and Sarah, Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri says what this Tampa Bay woman is accused of doing to a young child is grotesque. And the worst part is that she will never be the same after this. The sheriff says that this woman sent more than a dozen videos of the young child to several people, to people in the Tampa Bay area. The videos include the child performing sex acts with the dog, and the family member is now facing charges. The sheriff says child pornography is an issue that's out of control, and his office is adding more resources to combat this.
Y'all niggas nasty. If you want to see a child doing it to a dog, you know what? You need to go under the damn jail. If that's the kind of content that you are seeking out, searching out, I swear, please bring them to me. Please. Please. Just give me 5 minutes to discuss this with these people. Because that's way out of the planet. That was not what I was expecting to hear. I thought it was just going to be some goofy little pictures or whatever. Not you done made your kid do it to the dog, and then somebody else bought that. Somebody else was like, oh my God, yeah. Oh, is that a Labrador? That's horrible. Disrespectful. And it destroys your children. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Oh my God. I wasn't expecting, I'm sorry, that was way more than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be some foot pictures or some shit. Not you had the damn... Yeah, for real, we don't even need the police for certain people. Just let the public deal with some of them. Well, we can handle it just fine. Y'all officers go do some other stuff. And just give me 5 minutes with anybody that wants to see a baby have sex with a dog. 5, please. I'm asking this. Can we make it law that anybody that wants to see a baby have sex with a dog, they got to spend 5 minutes in the cage with a big dude like me who doesn't like that? Because I can't even, it made my stomach crumple up when I heard that. I didn't know that's what it was about. I'm sorry. But yes, the woman that made her kid do that, she needs a foot to the chest as well. There's so many chest feet that need to be received on this. Like, okay, all right. And in the midst of all that, the poor dog doesn't even know what the hell's going on. You got the dog involved. Shit.
To people in the Tampa Bay area, the videos include the child performing sex acts with the dog, and the family member is now facing charges. The sheriff says child pornography is an issue that's out of control, and his office is adding more resources to combat this.
Since January of this year, just here in Pinellas County alone, we have booked 84 different people into the Pinellas County Jail on child pornography charges involving about 900 charges of possessing or distributing child pornography.
What?
The sheriff's office says they received information about this when videos were allegedly shared with a 38-year-old man here in Tampa Bay. The sheriff says right now the family member is expected to have their first court appearance at 1:30 and that child is safe with other family members. The sheriff also said that the father was notified and says he had no idea.
What? So the mother was doing this to the child and the father had no idea. How young was the child? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Because I'll just say this, I ain't that far from Pinellas County. Somebody needs to receive on this. Not a hearing. I done heard enough. Someone needs to be a receiver of the purge on this. This is absolutely ridiculous. And what makes it worse is you heard the sheriff say, we done arrested 90 people and have over 900 pending charges about stuff like this. Child porn, guys. This is an issue. This is an issue. We have people who live here who want to see a baby do something with a dog. You got to be kidding me. You can't make this kind of shit up. Something's wrong with them. That's the criminals. Deport them. I want them gone. Because if you bring them to me, you're not going to like me when it's over with. I cannot stand when I know that people's mindset is just so malicious against children. You want a child to do that? Why don't you go hump a dog since you want to see that so bad? Why would you want to? Okay. Let's stop. Because that's the kind of shit that gets the channel shut down because they think we're promoting violence. I'm not promoting violence. I'm just saying that sometimes a person deserves a kick to the chest for the thing that they have done. It's only right. It's principles involved. It's not, I don't even want to do it. Actually, I do kind of want to do it. But I'm just saying, I would get no pleasure out of it. Actually, I would get some pleasure out of it. So you know what? I'm lying. I do want to do it, and I would get pleasure out of it, but that doesn't mean I'm promoting it. That just means I would feel good about it. That doesn't mean y'all got to feel good about it. All I'm saying is, that's who we need to get rid of. So I definitely give it to Pinellas County for at least trying to get some of these people off the streets and holding the people accountable who are taking the pictures, not just the ones that are buying shit. Not just the drug user. They going after the dealers too. And that's where you really got to stop this. Some people will sell their kids out for anything. They'll take pictures of their children doing the dumbest shit for a couple dollars so they can gamble it away, like whatever they're going to do. That's ridiculous. So, all right, I'm moving on to the next one. I'm sorry, that was a lot. I know that was tough for anybody who's a parent to hear that that's what the hell they selling down there in Pinellas County and that people are buying it. All sick to me. All sick. Gosh. Do they know I have to do the show when they do these things in the world? I'd like it to not have to be so stressful. But Jesus. Like, I can't get past that one. Let's see what the next one is. Okay, this seems a little softer. It's still in Florida, but it's not about the kid. There's something with the kids. I guess it's me with the kids. I don't like that. Going after the weakest, you know? You're going after the group that can't protect themselves, really. Some so young they can't even communicate the problem. All they can do is point on a doll and tell somebody where somebody touched them. It's just diabolical. Sorry. Crazy. Anyway, so this next one, apparently Florida just wrote out a new law, but it doesn't apparently take away from the pedos, okay? So this is another diabolical one, but it looks like Florida has a problem with toll jumpers. So they have automated tolls in Florida, and apparently Florida's not getting enough money from their automated
Florida drivers.
Florida's not getting enough money from their automated toll drivers because the drivers are using things. You know, the drivers are using things to block their tags, as you would expect, over time. A lot of these products are sold on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to IMZ for another super chat. Hey, make sure if you're feeling froggy, go ahead and throw a super chat out there. Support the content, support the show, support the movement. But nonetheless, Florida has decided, and shouts to you, Jay Coleman, as well, for being in the chat there. No, I gotta be honest. You know, that's the whole point of the show, is the honesty part of it. So I can't lie and be like, I would never want to kick anybody in the chest that did something like that. That would hurt me more than it would hurt them. No, it would definitely hurt them more than it would hurt me. And I'd make sure of that. And I stand on that. You know, you can hate me all you want. Anybody that comes in here later, he's violent. Okay, so what? Jealous? You know what I'm saying? Size 12 shoe, straight to the sternum. Bow! Right through the whole... Anyway, I'm not violent. I'm just saying, you know, I'm strategically problem solving. That's what I'm doing. That's problem solving. Okay? It's not violence. So anyway, this next one is a new Florida law that targeted the toll jumpers. I didn't know the toll jumpers was such a problem, but here they come. Okay?
Florida drivers, beware. A new House bill is focused on cracking down on attempts to hide or alter your license plate. It used to be a traffic infraction, something that could get you a ticket. But now, the new law makes it a criminal offense to obscure your license plate or to carry or sell devices designed to do so. Our trooper Steve says he hasn't seen anything like this.
This is a very rare upgrade in enforcement on a traffic law. I have not seen something grow so much teeth so fast. You're going from a traffic citation to where I can now take you to jail for this.
Now, hiding plates, especially from toll cameras, isn't anything new. We found this crazy video in our News 6 archives when investigator Mike DeForest talked about it nearly 20 years ago. Look at this. A driver is coming.
Yo, this person is coming out the trunk. Can y'all see that? Hold on, let me move this over. Y'all see this? So somebody in the car crawled through the car, dropped the back seats, crawled through the back seats, opened up the trunk latch. Yes, this happened. I know this is a lot. Just wait a second. Open up the trunk latch just so they could put their hand out to cover the license plate so they didn't have to pay that $2.50 toll. Now, that's a lot to go through. Them toll, I mean, the tolls can get expensive. They can. But one, you don't necessarily have to take the toll roads. There's ways around them. And two, it ain't that bad. Like, it ain't to the point where you got to climb out of a car moving at 70 miles per hour so you don't get the damn $3 charge for that is freaking crazy. Jesus, they got a couple of them here. This one's just a motorcycle that he just covers it with his hand. Which motorcycles, you can bend your tag a certain way and you can avoid it that way. Don't say I told you that. I'm just saying that's what motorcycles have the ability to do. When they have the eliminated fender, they can angle their plate a certain way where it's harder to get a photograph of it. So police will pull you over for having your plate bent certain ways depending on where you are. So anyway, let's keep going.
Nearly 20 years ago. Look at this. A driver is coming out of the trunk of a vehicle, covering the license plate, sometimes even using their whole body.
Yo, this dude jumped on the back of the truck, all for a $3 toll. It's not that serious.
bodies just to avoid paying
Look at
tolls.
this.
Fast forward to today, and a quick search for a license
There
plate
you
covers
go.
reveals viral videos promoting devices and illegal DIY moves to make your plates go undetectable. But Trooper Steve says this new law isn't just about avoiding your tolls, it's about your safety.
Central Florida, we are #1 for vehicle versus pedestrians when it comes to crashes. A lot of those are hit and runs, and people hide their tags. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but drivers need to know that there are consequences to their actions.
All right, hold on a second. So he used the hit and runs as a reason why this is now a new law, is because of the increased car versus pedestrian accident, not the decrease in toll revenue, which is really what the hell it's about. It ain't got nothing to do. They don't give a damn if you hit an old person in Florida. It happens all the time. Okay? What they're talking about is you're not going to get through this $1.25 toll over here. No, sir. Not without paying for it. Because we've gotten rid of all our employees, physical employees at the toll booths. So now we have nothing but automated toll. So they got to get their money. See, when there was a person there, you would have felt bad just blasting through there. Plus, there's a person right there. And that gets you tagged. They can call the guy over there. Fast. They got a cop sitting right there ready for you to do something stupid, right? But apparently in Florida, everything's automated. So there's nobody at the toll. So if you just don't get caught by the toll, then you ain't got to pay the toll. And that's what these people don't want to do. But it's not that serious. Like, you could go through the tolls every day in Florida, locally, and you might spend $10 a day, $10 to $15 a day. You might. So if you're really getting around like that, yeah, it might get a little pricey. But come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all in the chat trying to figure out and help these people do these diabolical things. But the diabolicality of it is Trooper Steve is up here lying. He mentioned people getting hit by cars. They got shit to do with this. This all has to do with toll revenue, which has absolutely nothing to do with old people walking across the street, not paying attention and getting hit by a car. Not saying I want that to happen, but don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. I know what this is about. Don't play with me, Trooper Steve. And Trooper Steve looks small, though, for a trooper, though. But he probably puts the hat on. You know how to get the hat, and then he puts the little tight shirt on. Looks like he's a little bigger, but he don't even look like he's really packed.
And there needs to be identifying markers on our cars.
I mean, there's really no reason to have a plate covering on the plate, no matter what.
There are new levels to this law. If you are blocking or owning a license plate obscuring device, it could land you in jail for 60 days.
60 days? Imagine sitting in jail for 2 months over a license plate blocker. So Florida ain't playing right now. So if you got one of those things, you got a license plate blocker. Now, I will say this, the tinted cover is one of those things that it's up to them. They may or may not let you keep it in Florida. Sometimes they care, sometimes they don't. It's really weird. So if you want to be safe, don't put the tinted cover on your license plate. But don't do the thing where you're flipping the tags or you're sending JR through the back of the trunk to cover the damn plate when you go through the toll. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. You need to see someone if that's what you're doing. Okay? Calm it down. The $3 toll. Either pay it or just go around it. But don't send someone through the trunk. That is the stupidest shit. Like, hey, I got an idea. When we get to this toll, man, I'm going to send you through the back. Imagine the first time JR heard that. He was probably like, what are you talking about? I'm not going back there and popping the trunk while we're moving at 70, 80 miles per hour. But then he did it. And it was successful. And then they were like, oh, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'm sorry. I know I get carried away. That's some bullshit. All right, so what do we have here? Somebody pulls a gun on a preacher in a park. You guys hear about this? Preacher gets a gun pulled on him at a park. Now, I don't know what this means. It could be a good preacher. It could be somebody that was talking some shit and they just happened to be preaching. Maybe the gun was needed. I don't know. Just saying, this is what we got. So, pulling out on the preacher at the park. That's our next clip here. Special shouts to History Unleashed. Thank you for your subscription there, subscribing to the channel. It is much appreciated. This applause is for you. Yep, you. And if you're feeling so inclined, go ahead and do what IMZ keeps doing over there. Throw a little super chat in there. Support the channel, support the content, support independent media, because we are moving through, taking this thing. Ain't nobody compete with this. I got news from everywhere. You live where you live, I live where I live, but I got news from everywhere. Got all types of stuff in here. You never know. Could be political, you never know. It's just like a thrill. But in this case, we got a preacher getting pulled out on in the park. So let's see what's up with this. All right. That's not the right thing. I need the link. Oh, this is an X link. That's probably why it's. All right. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get carried away. I got to talking to y'all. You're being a distraction, History Unleashed. You're distracting me from purging this BS right now. So it says a racist pulls a gun on peaceful black man reciting the Bible in public, calls him a nagger, and threatened him with gun. Okay. Got a couple of things to say right off the top here. Number one is this is a 6-minute clip. I don't know how much of this 6 minutes we're going to get through. We're going to get to where we get the point of who's on the bullshit and who's not. Okay? So we got this guy who apparently is reading the Bible from his cell phone. All right, let's see what we got.
Joe 9124 what? You know who the fuck you're talking to? That's my turtle Tran.
Okay.
Okay? I'm fucking native.
Okay.
And you're gonna come talk to me and you're gonna tell me to fucking step nigger? Who the fuck are you, nigger?
Okay, so let me read you something.
Who the fuck are you, nigger?
Let me read something to you.
Yeah? Go ahead, fucking read.
Let me read something.
Because you're gonna fucking preach, nigger?
Let me read to you.
And then you're gonna fucking talk to me?
Let me read to you.
Who the fuck are you?
First of all, you gotta calm down.
I gotta calm down, but you're the one calling me a fucking imposter.
Yeah,
you're here fucking protesting.
I am.
My
and
fucking
I have a right
clan. Yeah. But you're here protesting my clan.
If you were here.
And then you want to fucking talk to me about disrespect.
If you were
Shut
here,
your fucking mouth.
If you were here.
Yo.
If you were here.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm reading about the tribe of the Native Americans.
You know, I'm going to say this. Okay. All right. I'm going to pause real quick. Not to be no punk, and we ain't no punks over here, okay? But if the reading of the Job passage that he wants to read so bad is all that the problem is, I think we should just not read it. You know, if this has got the guy cocking the gun and doing, maybe we're not that pressed about spreading the word right now. Maybe we want to survive the encounter. Because this guy looks crazy. Look at his hair. He's got like a bun ponytail thing happening on the top, shaved sides. He looks like a dyke. You see what I'm saying? But he's obviously a dude. He's got a huge beard. He thinks he's a Viking. Talking about his clan. This guy's crazy. So how about you say, you know what, sir? You got it, bro. I'm not going to read nothing else off my cell phone to you. Because obviously you don't want to have a conversation right now. But no, this guy's keeping it calm. But like I said, he don't deserve the information you're trying to give him because he's on some dumb shit. So how about, you know what? I ain't got nothing to say to you, my man. You got it, bro. You got it. And let his ass keep walking. He over there cocking guns and man, shit.
You think this is a fucking joke?
You're drunk. Calm down.
And he's drunk?
By 22 Division. You're drunk.
I don't give a fuck, nigger. I'm a fucking gangster.
Okay.
He's a gangster. Okay.
And you're here fucking talking about fucking naval, tribal fucking things?
You see this? This is live.
I don't give a fuck.
You see this? This is how it is. This is how it is for us when we come out here. Hey, this
for
reminds
you.
This reminds me
for you?
of Victoria and Dundas.
Oh, for you, right? You're a fucking black man. You're talking about my fucking people?
But we're brothers. If you are a Gadite, we are actually brothers, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I come to you and I ask you.
You're not listening.
Shut up.
No, I don't have to. I'm trying to teach you.
You don't need to shut up?
Yo, bro.
Whoa.
Yo, bro. Yo, bro.
Here you go. What's wrong with you? There you go. I hear that ass whooping.
Cock back the hammer and bust your face. Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Yo, bitch ass. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up.
These are the sounds of FAFO, ladies and gentlemen. You hear it?
You don't know
this
me.
is what
Now
happens.
You shouldn't have been speaking.
You
Now
shouldn't
you're
have been
fucking
doing
leaking.
it. Now you're leaking.
Bitch ass nigga.
You shouldn't have been speaking.
Bitch ass.
Now you're leaking.
Don't ever come up here and disrespect my shit.
He was trying to give him he was trying to be nice. You don't know, this dude could have done a couple years in the bank. And he was like, look, we're brothers and blah, blah, blah. Man, he was not his brother's keeper on that shit. He whooped that man's ass off camera, so all I had to do was play the audio and I get to get it past YouTube. So I'm happy to hear that. I hope you guys heard that ass whooping. I felt it. But that man deserved it. He's drunk in this man's face. He's pointing a gun at him. He put a gun to his head. That's what set him off. It's one thing when you just cocking it, holding it. You basically pointing it at the ground. You're more of a danger to yourself. But when he put that thing to that man's head, he flashed back into his gangsterism, and he lost it, and he whooped that man's ass. I will play it for you again because I feel like you might have missed it. I believe you need the audio. Turn the audio up, and let's give this man his propers for initially showing some poise and patience, but when, you know, basically presented with a life-threatening event, which is somebody putting a gun to your head, he handled business. Let's give it to him.
Just shut up.
Yo, bro.
See, right here.
Yo, bro. Yo, bro.
Hold it. Now let's listen. Now let's listen in. Let's listen and learn. Right here. Here we go. Bow, bow. Sound like a Diddy party, don't it?
Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Yo, bitch ass.
You hear this idiot in the background talking about, I respect you. I respect you. Do you now? Yeah, you respect these 5 fingers on that ass. Because I'm spanking that ass over here. Pause. I hope you learned something, sir. I hope you learned something. I don't even know how much more of this I got to play. There's 4 more minutes of this? Does he get his ass kicked for 4 more minutes? Hold on.
Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up.
What if he lets him preach to him now?
I'm fucking crazy. You
That's
don't
crazy.
know me. Now you're leaking. You shouldn't have been speaking. Now you're fucking leaking.
I love that line. You shouldn't have been speaking. Now you leaking. I like this line. I'm putting it on a shirt. Mark my words, that's going to be on a shirt by next week. You shouldn't have been speaking, and now you're leaking. Maybe I'll put some different tenses on it. If you keep speaking, you're going to be leaking. Stuff like that. Scare the people. I'm giving it up for this guy. This guy gets the full-blown applause and gong and the explosion, okay? He gets that. He gets the gong. He gets the explosions. This guy, yeah. That guy did it. I'm proud of you, brother, man.
Bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Bitch ass.
Tell him.
Don't ever come up here and disrespect my shit. Now you're all leaking. Get the fuck out of here. Now I took your gun.
And he
what are you
took
gonna
the gun
do?
from
Now
him.
I took your gun.
And he took
now
the
I
gun
can
from him.
fuck you up. Who's the bitch?
Who's the bitch now?
Hey, yo, your gun is fucking unloaded. You're a fucking buster too. Fucking wankster. Fucking wankster. Fucking homo thug.
Homo
bitch,
thug.
nigga. You're a bitch.
Yeah, but before
You know, what I do find funny is he did not end his live
Get the
stream.
fuck out of here.
He said, oh, this is great
Get
content.
the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
How's this guy trying to talk reasoning? Does he remember the first part of the video? Sir, you were in this man's face shooting or about to shoot him. Now you want to say, we can discuss this. I respect you. Yeah, you respect these hands I laid on you. These non-racist hands. These hands ain't racist at all. They do not discriminate against anything but the bullshit. And that man brought that bullshit. And he FAFO'd in here. I am very proud of this. Like I said, I don't know what goes on for another 3 minutes of this shit. Unless it's just, it looks like it's just the black dude talking shit. So you imagine getting your ass whooped in the first 2 minutes of the video, and then you spend 4 minutes on the ground with the guy who whooped your ass, who stole your gun, talking shit to you? Because that's what happened. That's exactly what happens. Uh-oh. I get in trouble? Might have got in trouble. They came for the stream. They done came for the stream. Damn it. All right, I need a 1 in the chat right now if anybody is able to hear me. See if they reconnect my stream. YouTube streams have been doing some weird stuff lately. They throttle your whole internet connection. All right. Oh, you know what? Screw that one. I'm going to go to the next one. We got the point. Hands were laid, lessons were learned, and this is why we purge the BS over here. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Let's just see if we get... All right, it came back up. It came back up, but it's being real finicky right now, so I had to get off of that clip. It's probably with the N-word and all of the... There's guns, some violence in there. Somebody probably was in the rafters like, oh my God, and they grabbed their damn pearls and reported the shit. Hate when they do. Just go to another channel. You ain't got to report my stuff. I'm just trying to have a discussion. And I want people to know, if you go up in the park talking trash to a brother that's preaching the Bible and you pull a gun on him and you do all of the stuff that last gentleman did, you too may end up leaking when you shouldn't have been speaking. These are lessons. We're here to teach lessons. It's an educational channel. Okay, so let's see. Speaking of lessons, you guys may have seen this next one, okay? Apparently... What's this guy's name? N.L.E. Choppa? N.L.E. Choppa. Nelly Choppa. So Nelly Choppa. That's not it. Nelly Choppa's here. Yeah, Nelly Choppa apparently went on this podcast called The Den of Men or something like that. Pause. Is it Den of Men? It's Den of something. It's not Den of Thieves. Called Den of Kings. Okay. So he goes on the Den of Kings. And he basically makes he makes a gaffe in relation to Christianity. Okay? So Nelly Choppa thinks that Jesus is just his brother. Just Jesus is my homeboy. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, per se. Jesus being your homeboy. But it doesn't go with the biblical side of it. And he was in a room with like a bunch of biblical people. People who know the Bible relatively well. So when you're in the room with people who know the Bible relatively well, you should just kind of be quiet. Don't make no points that kind of go against anything. Or you're like, you know what I've been reading? You ain't read but 2 chapters. Stop. So let's bring over Nelly Choppa. No, that's not his name, but it's NLE Choppa. He looks different. He's got a bald head now. And he's trying to grow up. And I'm not mad at him if he's trying to grow up. Let's see what he's talking about.
In Christianity, it's a thing where people praise the Son more than they praise the Father. And that's what I don't like. Okay. Because if we are man made in a likeness, Jesus is our brother. You get what I'm saying? Why would I drop down?
Yo, look at Kirk Franklin's face right here. He looks like he wants to fight him. Like the way he's got the fist clenched, like, you know what, Lord, can I lay these blessed hands upon this young brother to give him the sense and the strength that is necessary to proceed forward in life and not look like an idiot? So nonetheless, let's see what he says.
And praise my brother instead of praising my father. And that goes back to honoring your parents.
I just gotta say something.
What?
Have you read the Bible?
I read the Bible. I listen to the Bible. I receive from source straight.
I would say read it again.
Sir.
Let me ask you a question, Ray Jack.
All right. So here's a question. Do y'all believe that Jesus is your brother? Or for those who are Christians, because it's a Christian question, and these are supposed to be Christian men, so it's a Christian question. Do you believe that Jesus is your brother? Like your brother, you know? Or that he is the flesh representation of the Father and part of the Holy Trinity, which is what the Bible says. You know what? I think I just answered my own question. If you're a Christian, you're probably going to go with what the Bible says, which is that Jesus is just God in the flesh, part of the Holy Trinity. So he's not your brother. He's God the Father in the flesh. So it seems pretty straightforward. I don't know. Maybe he read a different Bible. You know, they got the New Testament Bibles, the Super News, and they just be changing shit up in there. I don't read the new stuff. You give me a King James and what is it? The NLE? Not NLE, the NIV. That's what I meant. See, NLE chopper got me thinking NLE. So nonetheless, since NLE kept acting like he knew everything, because apparently this is the other problem with young dudes. I don't have a problem with young dudes in general, but y'all keep forgetting that the world existed before you got here. And anybody that's older than you probably has some information that you don't. Especially if they've lived a life. Now, if they've been homeless, hiding under a rock for 50 years, no, they don't have shit they can say to you. But a lot of the younger guys, where they mess up, is they assume that all information that ever existed in the world didn't start until they got here. Like nobody knew shit before they got here, so when they learn something, it's some brand new something that's never been explored, and chances are it's not. Matter of fact, it probably sounds stupid to somebody who's well seasoned. Like Ray J. Ray J looks like a kid, but this nigga's like 55. Ray J is not no baby. I don't know how old Ray J is. I really don't. But I know he's not as young as he looks. No reply, said they got the NLE version of the Bible. I'm sure at this point. So Ray J calls out NLE Chopper, I guess, for acting like he know everything. So let's see what Ray J said. So Ray J's a prominent figure in culture. He did the original video with Kim Kardashian that made her a billionaire. So, you know, apparently whatever he touches turns to semen.
As fuck, and he's his own. He like you carved out your own way, so you understand. I would see that. You understand by being your own boss. So nobody can really tell you nothing.
No, that's not
no,
true.
No. Let me just finish. Let me finish.
That's not true. That nobody can tell you.
No, I know. No, you listen. No, you listen too. No, you listen too. No, you listen too. But what I'm saying is, you're your like. Think about it. And I know your mom. I know you. Like you manifested where you are right now. Sir. So you understand that.
The grace of God.
Cool. That's what you feel.
That's what I know.
Got it. Now, do you feel like you're at that experience level to where you can tell give these some advice?
Do I?
Like, really? You know what I'm saying? You feel like you can give Jonathan Major some advice?
Do I feel I'm at that level?
Yeah, not successful.
No,
that's a good question. I'm talking about experience.
Knowledge-wise, right?
Yeah, do you feel like that?
I can only give where man is willing to receive.
That doesn't make
hell? He sounds like Kevin Gates on
man.
man.
I feel like your experience. Do you feel like your experience in the world that you can give Jonathan some advice
if he's willing to receive?
That's way out. I need to smoke a cigarette.
Southern, let me jump in and say this. Watch this. It's out.
As fuck.
I get it. Ray J talking about I need to smoke a cigarette. Well, he's still dealing with his journey in Christianity, but he made the same point that I'm making. We're not saying that people like Nelly Chopper can't have information, but the thought that they're in the position to be spitting super game, didn't he just get out of jail? You're spitting game to established people who are not only established in entertainment, but also established in their walk with Christ. So you should be the young dude in the room, take notes, sit back, exchange a few ideas. But I see what Ray J is saying, and I'll be honest, I'm not a big Ray J fan because he does some really weird stuff, and he does some stuff that I'm just not a big fan of, okay? Now, granted, he's not out there really hurting nobody. He's just weird. But in this clip, this is about as sane as I've seen Ray J in quite some time. And even the point that he's making is like well thought out. And he's asking a poignant question. Do you feel like you've gotten to the level of knowledge where you can spit knowledge at this table of people? When you just got your hair cut with the baldy, dude, ain't nobody seen that before. That's new. I know you just got out of a case. And you know how brothers be when they come out of jail. A lot of them. They be very, very religious. Because when you're in the jail, that's a lot of times that's all you got to do. And you meet some strong people in there that have been stuck in the same kind of thing too. So they're very religious. But the second he said, I read the Bible, I listen to the Bible. No, you don't listen to it. You gotta read it. Because when you listen, that's just an audio book. No, you have to take in the words through your eyes. A lot of people don't understand the importance of that. When you read information, you're taking it in two different ways. Your brain is processing it into an audible response. You know what a word sounds like, right? But your eyes also implant it on your brain as well. So when you go to reference that information later, you can kind of read it off the page in your memory. Versus when you just hear an audio book, it doesn't really work like that. So for those that are into training their minds to do certain things, you understand what I'm saying. For the rest of y'all, listen to your damn audio books, do what you want. I'm just saying for the ones that actually want to keep information in their brains, you got to know visually and audio at the same time is really the best way to take it. So, like I said, Ray J said something that makes sense, and I'll give it to him. The internet is kind of going back and forth, and it's the younger people believe in NLE Choppa. They're saying the old heads always think they know everything. Then the other side is, that's what's wrong with y'all young people. Y'all don't listen to shit. So guess what happens in the middle? Nothing. Everybody just stays on their little opposing sides, and nobody learns anything. But I will say this, Ray J finally made a point that actually made sense to me. When he was telling me about it doesn't matter which hole you want to put your stuff in, I didn't like that. When he was on Kai Cenat's stream with a full-blown super chubby and there's nothing but dudes in the room, I was not a fan of that. But this point of understanding the room that you're in and adjusting properly, showing respect for the people that are there, and not acting like you know everything just because you done figured something out when you spent 6 months sitting in the damn jail. I get it. So Ray J, you get an applause for that. That's it, though. That's it. That stuff with the hard on in Kai Cenat stream, I didn't like that. I felt disrespected. On to the next. Oh, okay, all right, that's what's up. All right, we're in the black space now. We're in a black space. Anybody happy about being in black space? We're in a black space now. Since now we're doing black entertainment, I guess. We went from Florida to black people.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So this one, we're going to just, I'm going to pick through it really quickly because it's going viral. I don't know if you guys watched the Joe Budden podcast. I've never really watched a full episode of the Joe Budden podcast. I watch clips of it because it's just like anything else. 3 hours of it I can't take. But I can take 5 minutes, a specific point, reviewing a certain song or certain concept, certain discussion. I'll take that. So recently, on the Joe Budden podcast, it seems like two of the particular staff members, a guy named Queens Flip and another gentleman named Mark Lamont Hill, they've been going at each other. And it got a little disrespectful. I want to say it was yesterday they did this one. 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, it got disrespectful. And I want to see how you guys feel about the disrespect, because I haven't seen the whole clip. I'm not really sure. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm not really sure where it goes as far as the disrespect level. So we're going to find out. Okay? Do it. So this guy in the middle here, this is Queens Flip. Move him. All right, so we got Queen's Flip. Got this dude in the other suit. The guy in the pink, I think his name is Ebro or something like that, Enzo. Like I said, I don't watch the podcast. I catch the clips, and it's always something crazy. I used to catch the clips with Mel. They were getting on Mel too much. She quit or got fired. Not sure, but she ain't there no more.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because I don't want people, because people will hear that and think I do that. Well, I don't know if you do it. But I have any reason to think I do that? I don't know. Do you have any reason to think I do that? Is what I said.
Because you just said that. You said you cracking a joke with Joe. Like,
But you cracking a joke with Joe?
I don't know. Listen, what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I think the people need to see this show.
Hey, you got.
Oh my God!
And guess what? It's going out.
It's going out.
And what's the difference between what we did last week? Just want to care about what people shouldn't see, then shut up.
Then don't say it.
This is going out.
I'm comfortable with everything I'm saying.
This is going right out.
I love you, Flip. I love you too.
FedEx too.
But no, I don't backbite. As a matter of fact,
next to it, separate shit.
UPS, here's the tracking link.
As a matter of fact, you know I don't, because whatever you've ever told me, you know ain't never come out, and whatever ever happened that I witnessed to, I ain't never said shit about.
Yeah,
like even that, I'm not gonna say it because then that's all I'm gonna say.
What secrets?
I can't nobody up here say nothing different.
Your secrets.
We kept your secrets, boy.
What secrets?
We know your secrets.
I'll tell you off air. I'm not even gonna allude to it on here because I don't move that way.
See, this is loyal.
That's not loyal.
Not that shit you do. This lawyer ain't gonna blow you up in front of millions, nigga.
Please, what you talking about?
No, and to be clear, for the ones, it ain't nothing personal. It ain't about Flip's personal life. I don't want to make it sound like that because I want people to think.
Oh, you talking about anything that I tell you, niggas? Anything that happened, I can talk about.
And it's for you to talk about.
Hey. So anything that I'm saying, I won't. So if you allude to it, you say a lot of tricky words.
No, I don't. I say regular words that's tricky to you.
Tricky words, funny as shit. That's another thing you do, right? My nigga, you the busiest man in the world. You spend 1,000 hours trying to communicate and speak to people to be accepted by people that this community, that this nigga built through the community. I don't need to do that. That's our job. I believe in myself.
That's our job.
Our job is to come up here and work and show and put our best foot forward.
And that's what I do.
That's our job. Plus, do other shit behind the scenes.
You mean like promote the show?
To try to win favors. You try to win favors.
You mean like fan engagement?
You try to win favors.
All right, you're a hitter.
To me, you try to win favors.
With the fans?
And then on top of that, even if you do win favors, even if you do win favors, you try to point out everything else that nobody do. That's sucker shit to me.
When do I do that?
You try to point out.
Don't call me a sucker no more. 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 Don't call me a sucker no more.
That's sucker shit. I'm not calling you. I'm saying that's sucker shit. I can take that. I'm not calling you. I'm saying that's sucker shit. You're not a sucker.
And I'm telling you, you say that sucker shit, I take it like you saying it to me. So I'm saying.
What I'm saying.
Let's do this. Let's both calm down. No.
First of all, you don't get to say let's both calm down when you the one that's totally unhinged. Now, before I let this play out, because I'm already disappointed, because I'm seeing two grown-ass men that can't communicate their issue. I don't even know what the problem is. Flip is saying that Mark Lamont Hill basically is a kiss ass, which he might be. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but he's entitled to feel like that. But when he said, the thing that you're doing, I consider that is sucker shit. You acting like a sucker. And Mark Lamont Hill has gotten so frustrated behind that terminology that it sounds like he's ready to get up and fight. That's really what it looks like. And I'm going to tell you right now, you know what that reminds me of? For gentlemen, let's say that you were arguing with a woman years ago and you say, man, you acting like a bitch. And then she'll say, you calling me a bitch? And you would say, no, but this movement that you're doing, this action has bitch scent to it. And then you get stuck in the argument, you call me a bitch, you call me a bitch. The truth is no. This particular action. And that's what Queen's Flip was saying. He said, no, that is sucker shit. I didn't call you a sucker. What that is sucker shit. And then Mark Lamont Hill, in my opinion, decided to take it to another level. Like you done called him, they call him N-words on Piers Morgan, and he don't get that kind of pissed. But you get this pissed with Queen's Flip. Okay, all right, Mark Lamont Hill. All right, bro. I don't like it. Because you know what he said, and you start bobbing your head like you that dude. You're not. You 5'7". Get the hell out my face with that. Acted just like I hate to say it, ladies, I'm not trying to be offensive, but this is something that women do. If you say that's a metaphor, okay? This is that. Not you are that. This thing represents this. Has nothing to do with you as a specific person, but your action is giving this particular aura of being a bitch. Whether you are or not is not what we're debating right now. What I'm saying is this is what's happening right now. What you're talking about and what you're doing is this. It's sucker shit. Now, you may not be a sucker. So if you're not a sucker, stop doing sucker shit. That's real talk, Mr. Lamont Hill. Just saying. That you want to jump out there with all, call me a sucker again. Call me a sucker again. Suck. Now you really sound like a sucker. Because you're doing all that.
Even if you do win favors, you try to point out everything else that nobody do. That's sucker shit to me.
When do I do that?
You try to point out.
Don't call me a sucker no more. 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 Don't call me a sucker no more.
That's sucker shit. I'm not calling you out saying that's sucker shit. I can take that. I'm not calling you. I'm saying that's sucker shit. You're not a sucker, but that's sucker shit.
And I'm telling you, you say that sucker shit, I take it like you saying it to me. So I'm saying.
What I'm saying.
Let's do this. Let's both calm down. No. I'm saying let's both calm down. Let's both calm down. Because I'm telling you right now, the way you're talking to me, I'm taking it a different way. So let's both calm down. I'm saying let's talk like brothers.
What you saying?
I'm saying because you ain't gotta say that sucker shit. So I'm saying let's both.
You're not a sucker, but I said the behavior that happened.
Then we good. Then we good. Then we good. Now let's get back to the show.
But why you saying that?
Because when you say that.
He's really giving me I'm very upset with him right now. Because I've seen Mark Lamont Hill be pretty put together when it comes to debates and talking. And I'll be honest, he does a better job with people who are not Queen's Flip and the folks on the show. And I think that he does look down on Flip. That he's more intellectual than Flip. That he gets a special seat by himself where Flip is squished in the middle with some people. Where he gets paid more than Flip because that's what happens. So I believe that Mark Lamont Hill feels a certain type of way about Flip. And then when Flip said the thing he said, then even once he cleared it up, he said, then we're good. But we were good from the beginning, Mr. Mark Lamont Hill, if you would have listened to what was being said. But you want to jump out there and make it look good for the cameras, when really you look like a punk when you did all that. Because the question is, are you doing shit to get favors? You never address that. You just address how he stated it, not whether or not it's something you do. So it sounds like he was pretty close when he said it sounds like some sucker shit. So folks, if you're out here, stop being like Mark Lamont Hill. He know good and well he's trying to get paid. And other people see it as he's being a kiss ass. And if you don't care and you want to get your bag, then you should be, hey, if that's what it is to you, fine. You can feel how you feel. I'm getting this money. That's how Mark Lamont Hill should have came off. I'm going to be honest. Queen's Flip would eat Mark Lamont Hill. Queen's Flip is a big, chubby dude. Mark Lamont Hill is not. I mean, I'm sure he's probably quick, probably does some boxing or something like that. But come on, man. Don't nobody want to see y'all fighting. It's stupid. And Queen's Flip has a point. You are kind of a kiss ass, Mark. But that's because you're trying to get your bag. I get it. Anyway, let me let it finish, man. It's very frustrating.
The sucker shit, I take that as disrespectful. And I take that as to me. To me, so I'm trying to tell you.
But there's a lot of shit you say to niggas that we take disrespectful, but for the
there's a lot of shit you say that I take disrespectful. Nigga, I'm not gonna talk about it on air because I'm not you.
I'm afraid.
So at the end of the day, I'm not you. This is what you do, and then I'm gonna leave you shit alone. No, fuck that. No, Imani, I'm not potting. I'm not potting. Nigga, don't fucking say it. What the fuck is you doing? Nigga, are we talking or we potting?
Y'all are making
we can talk outside or we can pot. Then let's talk outside.
Mark and Flip.
No, don't. Fuck that.
Mark and Flip. It's not fucked up.
No, every time you get mad, you talk niggas like they pussy and they not.
I didn't call you pussy.
No, you call me a fucking sucker. That's the same shit.
He did not say that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like he wants that argument about the sucker thing. When he was younger, somebody must have called him a sucker. It was like his trigger word. Like chicken, the Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Don't call me chicken. And they just lose it. Because he's already cleared that up a couple times. And I heard the people in the room try to clear it up. And then he said, we're good, once he heard the explanation again. But then he brought it back up. I'm telling you, this is giving woman. No disrespect to the ladies. But this is not for him to do. This is for the ladies to do. How can a man have a rational conversation with a man that's acting like a biatch? You see what I'm saying? You can't have a rational conversation. You're not even listening. You cussing and doing all this extra stuff when really, you know why it was, right? Because Flip was right. He do be in there getting favors. He do be in there talking trash about people behind their back and trying to make them look like they're not as smart as him because that's who he is. The problem I have is he seems to not want to take accountability for it. He should be freaking savage with it. When they question him on it, yeah, get your game together and then you can compete with me and then you won't be up here upset with the fact that I get favors and I get a special chair and you got to sit in the middle of everybody. And then I get paid more. That's how he was supposed to take it, but he actually went out like a punk. That's all I'm saying. He went out like a punk. Stop speaking before you end up leaking, Mr. Lamont Hill. Queens Flip is thorough in them streets. He knows some people. And you jumping out there with your head moving and doing all this extra shit, it seems to me like he's got some effeminacy going on in there. He's in touch with his feminine side in this clip. Hate me if you want to. He's very in touch with his
No,
feminine
stop doing that. No, I'm saying let's both calm down. Because I'm telling you right now, the way you're talking to me, I'm taking it a different way. So let's both calm down. So what does that mean, though? I'm saying let's talk, brother.
You don't gotta say that. You don't gotta say that.
I'm saying, and you ain't gotta say that sucker shit. So I'm saying let's both.
You ain't gotta sucker, but I said the behavior that happened.
Then we good. Then we good. Then we good. Now let's get back to the show.
But that's why you saying that?
Because when you say that sucker shit, I take that as disrespectful. And I take that as to me. So I'm trying to tell you.
But there's a lot of shit you say to niggas that we take disrespectful for.
There's a lot of shit you say that I take disrespectful. Nigga, I'm not gonna talk about it on air because I'm not you.
I'm afraid.
So at the end of the day, I'm not you. This is what you do, and then I'm gonna leave you shit alone. No, fuck that. No.
See, then he get riled up more when people come to hold him back. I swear this is shit women do, man. I'm sorry, ladies. I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's fine when y'all do it. It's actually kind of cute. But he's a grown-ass man. So this is unacceptable behavior. You're supposed to be calming it down. Then when somebody come to hold you back, oh no, hold me back. You're doing all that extra shit, man. I lost some respect for Mark Lamont Hill. I'm gonna be honest with you. He went out like a punk in this. And y'all don't need to be fighting. Like, it wasn't even that serious, honestly. But the way he's responded, fuck that. He got all this language. You're not even thorough like that, bro. Stop. We don't even need that type of behavior from you. We got enough ratchetness in the streets from people not on the podcast that we don't need you in that space, sir. Please stay poised. Put your suits back on. Go back on Pierce Morgan and some of the other shows where you got to keep some type of, borders around your behavior. I feel like going on Joe Budden podcast made me not like him. I'm not saying I really liked him in the beginning, but like seeing him on here, it's almost, I feel like he was forced into it. Like they needed some more, straight-laced black guy, so they got him, because Queens Flip and the rest of them ain't that. And they got him, and he's constantly taking the spotlight because he thinks he's the smartest person on the freaking panel all the time. So yeah, man, you was being that Queens Flip. You was right. He was on some sucker shit. You called him on. I appreciate you doing so. That is why we purged the beat.
I'm not potting. Nigga, don't fucking say it. What the fuck is you doing? Are we talking to pot?
Y'all are making.
We can talk outside or we can pot. Then let's talk outside.
Mark and Flip.
No, don't. Fuck that.
Mark and Flip. It's not fucked up.
No, every time you get mad, you talk niggas like they pussy and they not.
I didn't call you pussy.
No, you call me a fucking sucker. That's the same shit. Let's talk outside. Stop. I'm not trying to draw. Let's just talk outside.
We can't talk outside.
They can talk outside.
They can't talk outside.
No.
See them tight ass jeans? I'm not going outside with you, them tight ass jeans. Them jeans. Y'all see these tight ass jeans? I can't take you serious with them tight ass jeans, bro. I'm sorry. I can't. We're not going outside. I don't know what you're going to try to do to me outside. I don't trust you outside, tight jeans. Mark Lamont Hill needs to go sit his ass down somewhere. You're threatening people to go outside. You got sponsorships, Mark. Like, the rest of these folks, they only have the Joe Budden podcast. But Mark Lamont Hill, like, he could go do other stuff. He's been on plenty of people's shows. He's been on CNN and all types of stuff. So you got to watch your bag, Mr. Mark Lamont Hill, because if they think you're one of those violent Negroes, you'll lose some sponsorship. But yeah, he walked out with them tight ass jeans.
No, y'all can't talk outside. No, y'all. Not outside. You're not in this hallway. Not in this hallway. You're not. Yeah, y'all take that shit up to a project block or somewhere. Yeah. What are y'all talking about?
That's what I said. This is all fucking dumb shit. If we pot, no, we. Exactly. Let's pot.
Y'all can't skip.
I got one thing to say to Mr. Mark Lamont Hill. This is what you've earned. You're a loser for all of your behavior in this. You could have calmed it down at least 3 times that I saw. Queen's Flip response was in reaction to your response. The whole go outside thing, that was your suggestion. You started jumping on the whole sucker shit thing when you really was like, yeah, because I'm not you. You was throwing shots too, bro. It was a fair fight, verbally. And you took it to another level. You need people to hold you back. Nah, man. That's BS. I hate to see it. But yeah, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better, man. Got to do better, guys. Okay? Because I'm sure whatever the issue was still exists. Because the issue was Mark Lamont Hill be kissing ass to get, favors, so to speak. That's how he got his own chair. Remember, Flip was in the blue chair in the back at first, had to sit in the back by himself. Then they stuck him in the middle with some other people. Whole time, Mark Lamont Hill got his own nice little cushy white chair. Whole time. So there is definitely going to be some animosity there. Look how relaxed he looks in his chair. Look how relaxed that is. And then look at Queen's Flip. He doesn't look relaxed at all. He's like in the bitch seat, in the back seat of the car. It's not comfortable. There's a hump on the bottom. Your feet be up, your knees. He's not comfortable. See, everybody else look real comfortable. He's not comfortable. And he wasn't comfortable with the situation. So Mark Lamont Hill, you need to go chill it out a little bit, bro. That was a bit much. I'm sorry. All right, let's get to the last pieces and then we're going to get out of here. Jeez. Oh, I remember this one. Okay. I saw this. This is an interesting one here. Okay. This one has, and make sure you hit the like button too. If you're just getting in here, I appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate you for stopping into Purge of the BS. Okay. I am Z. Thank you for your comment as well. And your super chats. I think Z, you are officially the sponsor of today's episode because no one else has super chatted. So you are the official sponsor of today's episode. So shouts to I Am Z for her official sponsorship of today's episode. Thank you. All right. All right, so these last two, I'm going to run through them because I only got like 10 minutes left. I'm going to have to go through this, okay? This one is a traffic road rage situation. This has gone viral, okay? And if you guys haven't seen the video, apparently there was a gentleman who got cut off by another gentleman. Turned out he was an undercover police officer. There was a lot of back and forth, to the point where one person did not walk away with their lives. So this can be graphic. So please prepare yourselves so that you understand what we are watching here. So in Milwaukee, this is a Milwaukee clip. So you guys ready? All right. All right, so this is in Milwaukee. You got 2 cars coming down the street. Let's take a look. The driver that we're looking through, that's the off-duty police officer. So they got into a small fender bender there. They're yelling at each other. Okay, well, we get the point. So basically, they got into this skirmish, and there's a lot of talk of the gentleman, the larger gentleman, should be charged with murder versus self-defense, and it's because he's saying it's self-defense. He's saying it's self-defense, but there's some prosecutor people that are saying it's not. But the gentleman hit him in the face with a gun first. Okay? And then He pulls out his weapon and they start shooting at him. So you didn't see that. That's what takes it to the level of violence that happened. And then right there they start shooting at each other. Now, let's unpack it because I only got a couple of minutes with this. All right, first and foremost, the dude who pistol whipped the other guy, he's obviously armed at that point. So if a person pulls out a weapon, even if they don't use it, you can assume that they're going to do bodily harm to you. So your stand your ground laws will hold in that. This other guy happened to be armed because he's an off-duty police officer. So because of that, he happened to have a weapon. If he was a regular person, like a regular everyday person, he might not have had that weapon, and he would have just got pistol whipped, and then the guy, I guess, would have drove off or whatever he was going to do as a plan of that. So I'm glad that this officer was able to stand his ground, because the gentleman who did that was an idiot. That was stupid. Why would you get out your car and pistol whip people over minor traffic incident? Now, before y'all get to running amok with that idea and that understanding, because this is true, he didn't have to pistol whip this guy at all. I mean, they could have exchanged insurance information and, you know, done that whole thing. That would have been fine. But no, he decided to smack him in the face with a pistol. That's a weapon. So the second that happens, if I feel like I'm now in danger, you've already struck me and you have a weapon. If I got a weapon, I'm problem solving right then. There's not going to be a lot of questions. Now, granted, it was dangerous. The backdrop, there's like houses over there, but you got to protect yourself. This guy's got to get home too. But before I let y'all just totally ream the dude out for being an idiot and pistol whipping somebody, let's take it to the world of the rest of us, okay? The world of the rest of us, where we don't run around pistol whipping folks and we don't normally get into these kind of altercations where we're in gunfights 10 feet away from each other. What we do run into is this situation of the actual traffic problem, okay? Right here, and I got to show y'all, because this is what the BS is. That every time, we always forget the shit. We got to take all pieces. So we've already got on the guy for smacking the other dude in the face, and then he got unalived. So if you wanted to know, the person that did the pistol whipping, he got the FAFO treatment, okay? So we'll give an applause for that. Okay? All right? But I need y'all with me here, okay? So everybody that's into the violence and somebody got taken out, there's your food. Hope you're filled. Let's get to the real BS, okay? You're coming down the street. You're in a truck, right? There's a car next to you that's in front of you, technically. And that car is attempting to merge over from from 2 lane into 1 lane in front of you. Okay? In front of them, still 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 in front of them, and then he hits him. Slight tap on the brakes. Move the car back. This guy slides in with no issue, and that shit never happens. But because this guy, the officer, he's the cop. He's in a big-ass F-250 or something. And this guy's in like a Chrysler 200 or something, right? And he's like, I'm the police, and I'm already in this lane. I've established my spot in this lane. You're not coming over here. And what would have happened is the guy would have ended up stopped there, and then all the traffic behind the officer would have had to stop to let this guy come in. That's what he wanted to happen. That's not what happened. Now, anybody that understands driving rules knows if you hit the rear quarter panel of a car, you are at fault. And he hits the rear quarter panel of the car right there. That's the back, right by the light. That means one small tap of the brakes, it would have never happened. So not to take away from the subsequent events, which we saw, because that's what everybody's talking about. Even the guy's family is like, hey, you know, it was justified. His own family, you know how normally they come out crying, he was a good boy, he wouldn't hurt nobody, I don't know why they killed him. No, his own family was like, no, he FAFO'd on that. And we all understand that because that was the end result. But what I need people to understand is we can avoid the whole situation in the first place if people are thinking right. He didn't know that guy was armed. He didn't know that guy had a pistol to whip him. He could have ended up losing his life over just tap the damn brake. You see the lane is ending up ahead of you and the car is in front of you. But instead of doing that, no, I'm going to tap the corner of this little idiot and then be mad. Why you do that? You saw it coming, man. I saw it coming. You're trying to pit maneuver people. You're not even on duty. So that's his fault. That accident was actually his fault. For those that don't understand, it was a poorly marked construction zone. They had no signs right up to it that said like the lane was about to end. Right? I didn't see that. But what I did see is that car was in front of him and he had enough visibility and more than enough time that he could have just tapped the brake real softly. That'd have been the end of it. So we're going to watch it one more time, then we're moving to our last piece, then we out. But look, quarter panel. Bow, right there. Could let him in.
Fuck are you doing?
And this is where I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's where the construction starts. So he was at the last point. So you could have been a nice driver, let the man in, that would have kept traffic flowing. You would have been the hero for that. The guy driving would have loved you. He probably would have waved out the window at you. You would have been best friends. But instead, this is what happened. The two of them, now they've had an accident, so now they got to pull over. So now you don't get to go where you was going because you got to stop. Now you got to use up your time, all because you didn't want to tap the brake. You could have just tapped that brake. None of this. We wouldn't have seen this. This wouldn't happen. And so he's arguing, why you ain't let me in, man? You see the shit was getting ready to end, man? I don't give a fuck. So now they're looking at the damage. He smacks him in the face, and now here we go. All avoidable by just some simple driver's etiquette. Like I said, shooting was justified. I don't believe that man should face any charges for doing what he did because that man hit him in the face with a gun and then pulled it on him and shot at him. So yeah, that's definitely self-defense. But how about the possibility that he would have never had to defend himself in the first place? And maybe if we started thinking on those levels, we could avoid these damn confrontations. Avoid the confrontation, you avoid the situation. So like I said, we bring the bullshit all the way around. So the guy was wrong when he smacked him. He got what he deserved, and he got unalive. But the officer was wrong for being a dick nugget driver, seeing that the car was in front of him. Obviously, the car's going to have to get over because that lane is ending. So we know where that car is going. So just use a little defensive driving, and you avoid the whole thing. See how simple that is? But we get focused on the white man shot the black man. How about we get the fact that none of that shit had to happen if we just were being honest about it, right? So anyway. Yeah, exactly, Al. Imagine you at the pearly gates trying to explain that. This guy, he didn't let me in, and so I smacked him with a pistol, and then he shot me, so that's why I'm here. They'd be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be up here, bro. You're in the wrong place. We don't accept stupidity, because that was dumb. But let's be honest. You don't need a turn signal goes 40. It's called defensive driving. I see the lane is ending. I know that car has to come over here. See, that's the shit that I'll be talking about. You're going to wait for a signal knowing what's about to happen. Just like that guy did. He knew what was about to happen. If he didn't slow down, he knew that car was either going to have to stop in that lane and be stuck over there and slow down everybody behind him when it finally gets to come over, or it was going to cut in front of him. He could have just let it happen. I know it's hard sometimes. He didn't have a turn signal. I get it. But he didn't have to. The lane's ended. Where else is he going to go? Going to run into the construction vehicle? I don't need you to signal me that. I can see that. It's called defensive driving. So, but we know the story. We've seen the story. Like I said, the purge, you know how we purge the BS. We got to get it wherever it was. Because the average person doesn't have the same trigger discipline that cop did and be able to take somebody out that quick after being pistol whipped in the face, and that man could have shot him. The average person can't do that. So we got to keep them out of the situation by saying, if you're on a road and there's a car in front of you over to your right, and you see the lane is about to end, why don't you just let that car in? Flash them. Hit them with the flashy shit. Beep at them. Whatever. Get your ass over here so I don't have to slow down or possibly hit you because you're doing the wrong thing. We work together on the road, man. So I'm hoping that people really got that concept. I'm not saying anybody was right or wrong in that, but I know how to drive. And I can see when things are going on the road. I don't need you to give me a signal. I know what you about to do. You about to do some dumb shit. So let me move back and let you do it. Because rule number one, anybody that's ever been in driving with me knows I have. The first rule is don't hit nothing and don't let nothing hit you. That's rule number one. And it's the same rules when you're on motorcycles, except it's a lot more dangerous. But that's rule number one. Don't hit anything. So if you can see it, why hit it? Don't hit it. Don't let it hit you. Two things in the first rule, and he did neither one of them. So we got to keep regular people out of those situations. Most people ain't gonna be able to pull out fire and defend themselves like that. They would have been pistol whipped and might have been dead in the street. So let's keep them, look ahead. You see this idiot's about to come over, just let him come over. Just let it happen. You can give him the finger out the window and all that kind of stuff if you feel like it, but just let it happen to a degree. Anyway, y'all know how it is. I gotta give it, because I didn't want nobody had to die in this situation. You see what I'm saying? They could have just gone on about their day. But like I said, the family of the dude really did not have any hard feelings. They're like, yeah, we saw the video. He's lucky. You know, the only thing that was questionable to them was the background. You didn't see the background, but there was like houses over there and a couple of the bullets bouncing around. But nobody else got hurt. The only person that got hurt was the person that should have got hurt. So I can't be upset there. I'm just saying the average person is not an off-duty cop with years of trigger experience to make sure that nobody else gets hurt. So we keep them out of the situation by saying, slow your ass down, let them over, and keep it moving. That way you can get to your destination, because now this guy didn't get to where he was going. He has to stop now because there's a dead body in the street. So his whole day is ruined. So we got to be honest about stuff like that. But anyway, y'all get the point. Let me get to the last one, all right? The last joint is... Oh, wow. So apparently, kid in Baltimore, an interesting one, he got a juvenile. It says a juvenile? It says Baltimore youth. I don't know if that's a juvenile, but he got sentenced to 80 years. At that point, give me the death penalty, bro. You give me 80 years. Even if you're like 15, you're not making it, bro. You're not going to make it. I mean, really, you don't serve all of that time. But even 80 years, if you served 85% of that, you're going to be in there for like 70 years. You know what I'm saying? That's a long ass time to be in some jail. So let's see what the story is, and then we're going to get out of here. This is definitely an unhinged one, right? It must be. 80 years is a lot of time.
A judge.
Our last one of the day. So special shouts, no reply, being in the chat here. I appreciate y'all for rolling with me on this. It's a lot of random stories, and I realized that people just need to understand we can do better. A lot of this stuff is avoidable situations. We end up doing the story of the result, but we have to do better with not being in the situation in the first place. Make it to the point where I don't have nothing to talk about. Just like the thing with the kids messing with the animals earlier. I don't want to cover that story, but people are doing shit like that. That's crazy. Anyway, let's get to this last one, and let's see what we got.
A judge has sentenced a 16-year-old to life in prison for the 2024 murder of a student inside Joppatown High School.
16.
Alexa Ashwell is live outside the Harford County Circuit Courthouse with reaction. Alexa.
Maxine, defendant Jalen Prince has been sentenced to a total of 80 years in prison in connection to the murder of Warren Grant.
80 years for one body?
Here inside Harford County Circuit Court as a judge sentenced Jalen Prince for the murder of fellow Joppatown.
You know, he looks like he was probably an excellent student. You know, he looks like he always paid attention. And doesn't he look like an excellent student, guys? Looks like he was head of the class there.
On high school student 15-year-old Warren Grant, a total of 80 years. Count 1, first-degree murder, the judge sentencing Prince to life, suspending all but 75 years in prison. And count 2, use of a firearm and commission of a crime of violence, 20 years, suspend all but 5 years, to be served consecutively, meaning after the count 1 sentence, followed by 5 years supervised probation.
We're happy with the result.
That man would be on probation until he was 100 years old. Yo, you gotta be crazy, yo. Oh my God. They would have him on probation. Imagine reporting in, you're 97. You gotta report to the probation office. This is ridiculous. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have got the time. I'm just saying, the judges don't really have a concept of time like that. When they give somebody 80 years, 125 years, all them weird ass numbers, the judges, they've never been in jail before. They haven't even done a weekend. So the concept of time to them, they don't even think about it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that kid, you will never see him again. If you knew him in Joppatown, if you knew that kid, just forget you ever knew him. He was never here.
It's a substantial sentence.
The Harford County State's Attorney following the sentence.
We ask for strong sentences for any violent crime, but most specifically, we just cannot have our children going to schools and not being safe, and we cannot tolerate gun violence.
80 years.
We cannot tolerate that here, which is why, we asked for the sentence that we did in this case.
Back in May, a jury convicted Prince of the first-degree murder of Warren Grant back in September 2024. Investigators say an argument over a girl inside the bathroom ended with Prince pulling out a gun from his backpack and fatally shooting Grant. Inside court, victim impact statements were read from nearly a dozen family and friends of Grant, including his father. The state's attorney arguing Prince was not able to be rehabilitated, highlighting his record with the Harford County public school system at least.
All right. I hate to say it, but as with most teenage beef, and a lot of just male beef, it was over a girl. You said he'll be out in 30, man. He's not, no. They're not going to give him that. He's going to get, let's see, even then he'd be 50 years old. Just forget you know him. Just forget you know him. Then he's going to be on probation. He's going to have no life skills. He'll probably come out and make a baby with somebody if he hadn't already done that mistake of continuing that bloodline. Anyway, I'm being nice. I'm gonna be nice.
Including assaults and more than a dozen incidents at Charles Hickey School, run by DJS, before and after his murder trial.
He has this long-standing history of violence that we've seen in the school system, and then when we got the records and saw that he is still continuing this pattern of violence all the way up to the trial, after the trial, just that it wasn't stopping. And we heard in there that the defense mentioned all these programs that he's done, but it doesn't seem that those programs have helped because he's still engaging in violent conduct.
The defense also reading statements from character witnesses, including Prince's former coaches and mother. His attorney maintaining he didn't intend to kill Grant and the gun went off. And he's since earned his GED and completed numerous programs. Prince also addressing the court, expressing his condolences to anyone affected. The judge calling Prince a significant risk to public safety, sentencing him to a total of 80 years. The state's attorney highlighting because Prince is a juvenile, he's not eligible for life without parole and will likely serve at least 40 years.
40 years, okay.
And in court, Prince's attorney advising him he has 30 days to file an appeal, which she has done or will do on his behalf. Reporting live in Hartford.
All right, so we get it. All right, so let's just unpack this real quick. So he had there was a question in the chat about first degree. First degree is easy when you bring a weapon to a public location. Especially if there was a girl involved. That means they knew each other. There was a plan. They met in the bathroom. They probably were supposed to fight. The other kid brought a gun. And because he brought it with him and already had the beef, there's your first degree right there. It doesn't take a lot. Just a forethought that I might have to unalive somebody, and you get your first degree. So they said he'll do at least 40 years. So he's 16 now, so that'd be 56 when he gets out. So he'd be almost 60 years old, meaning his entire adult life would have been spent in that place. At that point, just don't let him out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he going to do when he gets out? What job, other than working for the same jail he was in, what is he going to do with life? And they said the only reason why he didn't get life without parole is because his age was 16. Meaning if he was 18, we would have never seen him again ever. I think they need to have a limit. I'm going to be honest. I think they need to have a limit to how long they can keep somebody in jail without just getting it over with. Because if you set that person back out on the street, it's like you're setting them up for failure. They don't have any skills at that point. They took all the good programs out of the jails. You don't learn to be a lawyer and shit in there no more. None of that happens. So when they let this kid back out, he's going to be absolutely no use to the rest of the population. So you might as well just keep him in there. That's all I'm saying. I know it sounds heartless, but it's like, what are you expecting him to do at the end? When he comes out and he spent his entire adult life behind bars, his entire adult life. Like I said, I don't know if he has any kids already, but he may not even have children in his life, which may be a good thing, but we're not going to. Sometimes the kids be different than the parents. But if this kid is 16, y'all know where I'm about to go with it. Somewhere, some years before now, there was a parent that was not available to do what the hell they had to do to make sure that this kid was not all in the alternative schools, violent. I don't know what his history is, but I guarantee there's a bad parent located in that history. Maybe a drug abuser, maybe somebody who disappeared on him. There is a screwed up family history connecting this kid to his behavior. And if we don't correct that kind of behavior as well, we'll end up with more kids like this. 16-year-olds that will never live the rest of their life. He's not going to have a life at 60 coming out the Bing. This is what they would call a lost cause at this point. 40 years early. He's a lost cause now for the future. There's no way around that for him. So let's be honest. At 16, if you've been in and out of these alternative schools, you had 17, they said he had 17 different arrests. This kid was a problem to his parents first. So where's the parents at? Why none of the parents was in there? They said the victim statements were made by the victim's people. His folks weren't even there for him. Nobody spoke on his behalf. Nobody said, hey, he was a good kid. They just left him out there. As a matter of fact, I don't think his family wanted to see him again. That's why they didn't come speak on his behalf. But to some degree, it's their fault. You don't get to be a 16-year-old asshole without some history of something that got you there. It may not be direct. It may not even be easy to see. But I know it's there because every time you go looking, you'll find it. Every time. So shouts to Jay Coleman and the rest of y'all in the chat here. I only have 2 more seconds here, and I want to get rid of this, but I just really want y'all to understand, these kids they ain't born like this. They are not born like this. This is a parental problem that I keep saying. We had one earlier. We had a father shoot the mother. You wonder how that kid's going to turn out. We had another one where the child was being forced to have relations with animals for the sake of taking pictures. How do you think that kid's going to turn out? You see what I'm saying? So there's just like so many of these situations, and I see the focus is always on messing up the kids. It messes up the whole next generation. And we sit here and we see it, but we got to, if everybody held themselves accountable and the people that they knew accountable, then maybe we would be able to make a change. But if not, we're just going to keep seeing this. And I'm going to keep having these damn stories on here about 16-year-old kids looking at 40, 50 years in jail over an argument over a girl in high school. Your whole life is gone over a girl in high school. You came to school with a weapon loaded. And I'm sure his mom or dad or whoever would be like, he was such a good boy. He never hurt nobody. They always say that shit. And it's a lie. It's a lie. He had 17 different arrests, multiple charges, violent history. This kid was a problem. It was only a matter of time before he ended up killing somebody. And that's what he did. So we can't even act surprised. But the real question is, why do we even let people sit there that long? Like, there should be a cap. I hate to say it. I know it sounds heartless. But after you spend 40, 50 years in jail, just get it over with. Or, like, give them a place that only people that have lived in jail that long can be at. Like another jail. You know what I'm saying? Like a nice one. You get an iPad, that kind of shit. Go outside. You can play basketball on a full court, not just one court. Something nice. But just keep them... because they're going to get frustrated. They're going to come out here. They're going to see everybody with all of this stuff. that they can't have. They won't be able to vote. Like, it's like you setting people up for additional problems later in life. So you know what? Put a cap on it. And if you make it past these many years, we're just going to take you out. If you get more than, let's say you get 75 years or more from the judge, at years 50, we're going to take you out. We're not even going to wait till 70 years. We're going to, by year 50, you just got to go. And I know that sounds harsh. I know it does. But to be honest, what else are you going to do at this point? The citizens are the ones that end up having to pay for it, to pay for somebody that's going to be no good to society at any point in life. Maybe, yes, people do make changes, but the chances are slim. And it can't be all of them. Maybe one will come out and do something for the community and be a better person, but it can't be all of them. So the chances that you take when you do this is that you're basically going to unleash additional problems into the community sometime in the future. When you give people 15, 20, 30 years in jail and then have no plan for them when they get out. So for anybody that knows people that are going through that, maybe not 15, 20, 30 years, but people who've had a small time in the Bing that may have messed up their lives, may have messed up some of their employment history, make sure that they check out the Freeman Services website, because that's what we actually do, is we assist people in navigating the employment world when they have employment disabilities. One of those employment disabilities is a criminal record. So make sure you check us out over there, okay? But nonetheless, let me bring it back over. Let me close it out. Got shit to do. So as you can imagine, when it's like the robots are making more sense than us. When we look at these stories, the only story that made sense is the story with the robots in it. They just wanted to put some cameras on some pythons. But all of this other stuff with people taking pictures of their own children and doing all these other things, it's like we can't fathom this because we're rational thinkers. And rational thinkers are never going to be able to understand this. So that's why we expose it here on Purge of the BS, because you got to know what's going on around you. You'll be totally oblivious if you're not paying attention that there's some real sick people out here. And if you meet them and you have an opportunity to purge their BS, I want you to feel free to do so. If they touch your child or your grandbaby or whatever, I want you to put a foot on their sternum that they will never forget. And I want you to feel empowered to do so. Stand your ground. Don't let this craziness take y'all over into that world. Let them know, hey, you step over here, we got something for your ass. If I see you, I'm on you. You shouldn't have been speaking, now you're over there leaking. That's our phrase of the day. You shouldn't have been speaking, now you're over there leaking. You learn today, and you will find out if you mess with the wrong one. But for us, we're trying to empower our minds to be able to see the signs and move through things, navigate through this thing real smooth. And I think we're doing a good job. So thank you guys very much for joining into another Purge of the BS. Let me give my shout outs and get up out of here. Special shout to IMZ in the chat, holding it down. Only super chat of the day. 2 of them, I believe. 2 super chats today from IMZ. IMZ, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got here. And we got Albon. You get your gongs. Jay Coleman stopped in. No Reply stopped in. We had, who was the other person that came in who was new? There was a new person. History Unleashed stopped in as well. Anybody else? But look, Saturday, okay? No Reply, I'm sure I said it. Sure I said you. Ghost 40. Yeah, that's who it was. Ghost 40 stopped in. And I want to say there was one more came in early. Who knows? But I appreciate everybody who came in, okay? I appreciate everybody who stopped by. I know a lot of people don't come in our channel to talk. They come to see the stories. They come to see what's going on. And they come to laugh. You know, we try to crop dust it a little bit with some humor. And don't think I forgot Purple Groovy as well. You thought I forgot. Purple Groovy was one of the first people that was in here, along with IMZ. So, on Saturday, all right? Saturday's going to be an interesting day. We are doing Some on the street content will be at the No Kings protests. We're going to stop by one. So that's going to be in the morning. Then I'll probably do a follow-up to it on Saturday night. It may or may not be a panel show. I want to get a panel of people who go to protests in their respective areas. So I'm going to try to put that together, but if not, it'll just be some footage. We'll do a couple of gift memberships as well in honor of Genesis's birthday. For those who have followed the channel, Genesis is the panelist who comes on Saturdays, the young lady who is also my daughter, you know, keeps me in line. And she's a proof of the pudding. Like, hey, this is what happens when you have your parents involved in your life. You get decent people out here. You know, nobody's perfect, but you get decent people out here. So, nonetheless, on Saturday, if any of you guys are in areas that have a protest going on, I recommend you go to it. You don't have to say or do anything. You want to be present in the space. And you never know, some wild shit might jump off and you might need to get that on camera, okay? Don't go blow up any buildings. Don't go do anything like that, okay? None of that kind of stuff. But get out there. If you want to take your families from the ones I've been to before, it's pretty nice. Just don't get involved. Anybody that comes up with the mask on and they start throwing shit around, get away from them. And if you see them, honestly, kick them in the chest. It's okay. If you're at a peaceful protest and somebody takes the shit out of line and you kick them in the chest, I'll be proud of you. Okay? You'll end up on the news. They'll be like, and then this good Samaritan came and kicked him in the chest. So, nonetheless. Hold on, Purple Groovy is making great AI content. Hey, make sure y'all are in the damn Discord with the AI content too, because we have a fun time over there. There's so much going on over there. It's nowhere near like how YouTube is. YouTube is more structured. We're just all over the place over there. And I appreciate y'all being like that because I'm all over the place. And that's why I needed the Discord. So we got all types of stuff going on there. You got clips going on over there. You got jokes, pictures. We got Sora generated content. We got all types of stuff going on over there. So if you don't have the link, I'll give it to you real quick. Since I gotta get out. Give it to you real quick, then I'm getting out of here. Okay? As soon as I can pull this up. Pause. Oh, not coming up. All right, I don't have time for that shit right now. So it should have been in the description of this video, but if it's not, go on the Discord app and look up Purge the BS. It's a red, you know, the same logo that we have on the channel. It's a bull with the sunglasses on. You should see that. And if not, we'll get you on the next time. But yeah, make sure you come in Saturday. Keep an eye out for the shorts. Keep an eye out for everything. But if nothing else, make sure you keep your eye out for the bullshit, okay? And we out. Peace.